Welcome students to macroeconomics. We're looking at unemployment being our first topic in macroeconomics. So today we are looking at how to define unemployment and also looking at the causes and types of unemployment, which is one of the same thing when we talk about causes or types of unemployment. So let's get started. So we need to first define what is unemployment. So we're looking at a condition in which individuals who are capable of working. So the issue of capability of that individual working at the same time actively seeking employment. They're actually looking for employment, which means they are applying for jobs and are willing to work and they are actually motivated to work and are unable to find suitable jobs. That is the proper definition of unemployment, which means they're actually seeking the work and they have the willingness to work and they are not finding suitable jobs. It is often expressed as a percentage of the total labor force. High unemployment rates can indicate economic challenges within a region or a country because that's one of the things that we have to tend to when a country has higher levels of unemployment. So let's get deep into looking at the different types of unemployment. So our first type of unemployment is called cyclical unemployment, known as demand deficient. It simply says there's a lack of demand in the economy. So we're actually having this type of unemployment occurs due to fluctuation in the business cycle. Which means the business cycle is, it has fluctuation whereby we might have a boom, we might have a recession, we might have a recovery, an expansion. So this is whereby we're having people being unemployed because of those fluctuation in the business cycle. So we are talking about during economic downturns, business may cut back on production and hiring, leading to higher levels of unemployment because already they can't afford to pay workers their wages by the numbers that were keeping before when there was no economic downturn. So this is what we mean by cyclical unemployment, whereby they are being unemployed because there is a lack of aggregate demand in the economy. Firms just simply want to hire more labor. So that is cyclical unemployment, known as demand deficient. Then we have structural unemployment. So we're looking at structural unemployment being caused as a result of mismatch between the skills the workers possess and the skills demanded by the employers, whereby workers they become outdated. I mean, the skills that they have are no longer needed in an industry or in a particular company. So we're looking at the changes in technology, industrial shift, or globalization can contribute to structural unemployment as certain jobs may become obsolete because already we are looking at the business world being dynamic in a way that if you have workers that are not coping up with the available skills that are needed, they'll be left out because the skills required high skilled job requirements, whereby if they have low skills, they're not going to be able to get that job. So it's an issue whereby if I can may come up whereby they'll be asking for an IT expert, then the workers don't have any IT expertise. That becomes a problem. That's how they are structurally unemployed. At the same time, we are talking about manager and leadership skills that might be required in the qualification is looking for issue of analyst and data processing skills and the application will be there, then you can have the applicant. So this is whereby the issue whereby is always about issue related to the skill level of the workers, whereby they now become obsolete and they're not being coping up with the changes in the business world. Then we have frictional unemployment. This is whereby worker is between jobs, looking at his old job and the new job. The time that it takes to leave his old job and going to the other new job. This is what we call frictional unemployment. It's known as search unemployment. So this is temporary unemployment that arises from individual transitioning between jobs or entering the workforce for the first time. It occurs due to the time it takes to find a suitable job match. So the time that it actually takes to find a suitable job match, you will be frictionally unemployed until you get a new job. So that's what you need to know about frictional unemployment. Then we have seasonal unemployment. This is whereby work depends on season, whereby in a particular season we might need a certain type of workers. Look at tobacco. In the tobacco planting season, tobacco harvesting season, we might need a certain type of a certain number of workers whereby once the season ends, then workers become seasonally unemployed. Until that season comes back again, then we employ them. So we're talking about certain industries or occupation experience fluctuation in demand based on seasons, because we're looking at workers in seasonal jobs may face unemployment during off-peak periods whereby they are not in season of season of plantation or season for a particular good service that is being provided. So this is whereby usually it's linked much more to farming, whereby the certain crop that is not going to be farmed in a particular season. It depends with the season, which means when you talk about the off-peak period, you can't plant that particular you can't do planting of that particular plant during the off-peak period. So this is when the workers will be seasonal unemployed. Then we have technological change. This is another huge cause of unemployment because we are looking right now whereby everything is so much more modernized. We are looking at the rise of automation and advanced technology. Look at that now, AI is looking to erase human history, which is something that you have to be scared about because it's going to lead to technological change that's going to be a huge cause of unemployment. Because look at these tools are going to be doing much more job better than the human being. Look at even the robots itself. It cannot get tired, it can work 24/7, which means it's erasement of human history can lead to job displacement, particularly in industry where manual or routine tasks are replaced by machines. Because once a machine comes, then there's no need for human labor. This is that will cause the technological unemployment that we are talking about. Then we have globalization. This is whereby coming from the intense competition, we're going to be looking at globalization as a topic. But globalization, as we know, is whereby countries become much more integrated and much more interdependent that they now rely on each other. So when you talk about increased international trade and competition can impact local industries, leading to job losses in sectors that struggle to compete with lower cost alternative abroad. This is a huge issue whereby we're looking at certain industries that don't have the resources to compete internationally are going to end up having to reduce the number of workforce so that they can continue to be competitive on the international market. So it's a huge issue that we are going to cause unemployment because right now you have opened yourself up to globalization where the countries are much more integrated right now. They're now more interdependent in a way that there is going to be stiff competition in terms of technology, in terms of efficiency, in terms of accessibility, in terms of high quality products. Then we have policy factors. We are looking at government policies such as minimum wage laws, labor market regulation, and taxation can influence employment levels. Unfavorable policies may discourage hiring because, as you know, government can say whatever it wants to say in terms of saying that you're paying the workers lower wages, you want you to increase the minimum wage, but whenever they pass these laws through parliament, then these regulations and these taxations that they impose on the firms are going to end up influencing the employment levels where the companies will be affected through higher costs of production and end up being discouraged in hiring more workers or actually reducing the number of workers they actually have so that they can able to pay the minimum wage that has been a policy that is being implemented by the government. And also have to talk about economic shocks. This is a huge issue whereby we talk about the idea of uncertainty, whereby the economy can end up changing in terms of unexpected events like financial crisis, the 2008 massive financial crisis, or also the 2000 dot-com crash. These are issues that can come as a natural disaster. Look at the COVID-19. Some of the industries never recovered from this COVID-19 pandemic that we're in. So it's always the issue about economic shocks can end up causing a overall unemployment. And also, you're talking global pandemics. That's the one that I've already mentioned that disrupt economies, at the same time causing business to scale back operations and lay off workers because a lot of workers were laid off during the COVID-19. So it's very important for you to know that economic shocks can be a huge issue and actually causing the unemployment to skyrocket. Okay, in our conclusion, so you need to understand that the diverse cause of unemployment, your policymakers pose. You need to understand, as a policymaker, you need to understand the root cause of the unemployment so that you can be able to implement the correct policy to reduce that type of unemployment. So we need to look at economists and even society develop strategies to address specific issues and foster a more stable and inclusive labor market because you don't want to end up having implementing policies that end up causing the unemployment that you as the government are trying to step in to reduce and end up being the one you're causing high levels of unemployment by actually implementing policies that don't actually reduce the unemployment. So it goes back to the issue of understanding the diverse cause of those various types of unemployment that exist. So it's very important for you to understand that. Then you have to look at this practice question, always a paper 3 exam question that always comes in economics, whereby they'll ask you about explaining the cause of unemployment in your country. So it depends where the country that you are, you should be able to understand the various causes of unemployment, then you'll be able to get your 10 marks. So I'll see you in the next video when you look at the costs and benefits of unemployment. So until then.